Well, hello, my beautiful Pisces. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your career and money reading for the end of September, right through the end of October 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. Also, I've just brought back the competition for one subscriber to win a free personal reading from me, but I'll let you know how to win that a little bit later on because some people are here just for the reading and I don't like to waste anyone's time. So with that in mind, let us get straight to your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your career and money reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. Now, I don't know if you noticed with the guide chimes, it really felt like you were being consistent on something, but also it felt like the natural flow or order of the guide chime energy was somehow disrupted momentarily, okay? So perhaps your schedule will change suddenly, or perhaps there's going to be something that you have to attend to that draws your attention away from something you normally do. Perhaps there is just a bit of a kind of, I don't want to say distraction because I feel it's something you have to deal with that disrupts the natural order of things, but also it's something that, you will rectify or correct or, get it sorted and then everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about. So if you deal with something like that over the next coming weeks, I want you to be aware, actually, it's fine, but it comes in and it's something that demands your attention straight away rather than something you do all the time. Okay, we'll get to the cards and see what is going on there for you. Your first card is the Fool card. This is your protagonist energy. I mean, the next couple of weeks has a lot of potential there. You're trying to have fun with something, even though, you're working really hard and you're exhausted, a lot of you there. But that Fool card, some of you could be envisaging something new, or perhaps you are finding new pathways for you to explore, because the Fool card is a very explorative energy. It can be that you are brainstorming new ideas, thinking of, your future, but also, wondering about new ways to approach what you do or even get to reach your goal, whatever that is. I mean, whatever you're doing, it has far-reaching effects in your industry or your career. And there is a cat on that card, okay? So a lot of you may be thinking about being more independent in your working environment or becoming an independent worker, freelancer, or your own boss. Maybe you are that already, and it can be that you're implementing new strategies, new ways of doing something. Things are bubbling up for you, whether you are working for a company or whether you work for yourself. We have the cosmos here as well as the moon, and we have the devil energy. So I was picking up on something that you are bound to do, something that demands your attention. I feel it's nothing to worry about. It is something that disrupts the natural order of things because we have the moon energy. So it comes out of the blue there. Maybe it's something that's time sensitive because we have the cosmos. Now, you're totally going to breeze this, whatever this is. You're not going to sweat it. I feel, you're going to react to this in a really cool, calm, and collected way. However, it does come a little bit left field. And even the cards highlight this, okay? So let's get to the rest of your cards and see what is happening there. Now, the Devil card is not an evil card, okay? It can indicate that you're following your passions, obsessively working towards a goal. It can be that you are bound to a deadline or you're bound to something. For some of you, it can be that you feel you're working in a very toxic environment at this moment in time and you feel it's time to search for new opportunities, or perhaps you feel the structure you're in right now is making you feel a little bit stuck. You may even work for yourself right now and love what you do, because this can indicate that, you're on a bit of an adventure when it comes to your career path. But also the Devil card can indicate there is a structure that you feel bound to repeat or complete, and it just feels like you are trying to find a new approach, maybe to free yourself up in some way. We've got the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords there is new ideas, certainly a breakthrough there, and there could be some news. As I said, there's something here that demands your attention. It could be a legal document, it could be a project, it could be a customer review, it could be, a client if you run your business like that, or it could be your boss has like an extra project, or maybe there is something in the works there that perhaps you are having to deal with. I feel ultimately it will have a positive shift for you, whatever this is, because there is breakthrough energy. This is about you leading, being structured with your time, also being organized there, because the Ace of Swords is an organization energy. We've got a Five of Cups there as well. So let us get the rest of your cards to see what's going on there. Five of Swords. Okay, so there's a lot on your mind, a lot on your to-do list. I feel like you are nearly at capacity, shall we say. I feel with that Five of Swords, there's been a bit of tension or stress. Perhaps it's because you have so much on your to-do list and you're trying to find a new way of dealing with something. Sometimes an Ace of Swords, a full card, and a Five of Swords can be like you're brainstorming to find either a piece of kit, some sort of technology or tool or software program that can help you more efficiently run your business. For some of you, it can be that you're trying to get to grips with new technology and, try and get in the flow of it. But for some of you, it can be that you're trying something new, either launching something new and you're worried about it to see how it's going to go, or it can be that, you're opening yourself up to a new pathway because you're feeling a little bit stuck in your current circumstances. We got the Hangman, and we got the Three of Wands. Now, some of you are working towards a promotion that seems like it's, out of reach at this moment in time. It will come in for you, but we do have that Hangman energy. So it means that it's in the works right now. So if you are hoping to move forward on a promotion, I definitely see here that you're under pressure with the Devil card. And I feel like you're proving yourself to yourself at this time. So if you work for a company, I feel, this is about you working extra hard, but also, I feel with that Three of Wands and the Five of Cups, this can indicate that, there's been some challenge in the working environment, but give it time because there is something coming on in. If you were hoping for that promotion, I feel it's that promotion because you have that Emperor card. Now, this is the resistance position, so it indicates things that perhaps you haven't received just yet, things that you're working towards, or things that you're hoping to accomplish, but it feels like it's on hold or in the works. There's a process. So if you work for a company, this can be that, there is still a little bit longer to go. And the Five of Cups, some of you may actually have a review because this can be a period of like thinking things through or, evaluating where you feel like you're at right now. So if you work for a company, you could actually have a meeting with someone who runs your team. Perhaps this could be a boss with the Emperor energy in the resistance position. Now, this is only if you feel this to be true intuitively. Some of you may feel like your boss is blocking your progress, okay? I feel actually their hands are tied. I feel this person doesn't have as much clout as perhaps they make on, as it were. I just feel they may have promised you something and the window of opportunity will arise for you, but they cannot fast track this. There is a process. They may have put you up for something, but it's out of their hands. okay? And it's going to be a little while longer. So if you're like, okay, you know what, this is never happening, then some of you may actually be leaving a position in order to go elsewhere. You know, that Three of Wands are alternative opportunities out there. So some of you may be keeping your eyes peeled for opportunity. I mean, there is this energy with that Ace of Swords, a breakthrough communication. So some of you may, with that Five of Swords, be deliberating whether you should leave now or hold out until the new year. For some of you, because we have two new cards there. So if that's your thinking process, only you know which way to go on that. But I would say having a very diplomatic conversation with your boss to say, hey, look, is there any room for maneuver? You promised a promotion, or I'm trying to grow in the company right now. It's a very challenging environment. You know, I feel very uncertain in my position as to whether, you know, I've run its course. I've done everything I can with it. I'd love to expand. Are there opportunities? And if your boss says, well, I've put you up for promotion, but nothing's happening right now, give it a couple of months and check in again. You could be like, okay, well, you know, an opportunity has come through and I don't really want to leave here. I want to be loyal to the company. You know, I'm just letting you know where we all stand right now. And it can be that either it puts a fire up there, you know what, to kind of get the ball rolling a little bit quicker, because they can give it a nudge, is what I'm seeing, but ultimately their hands are tied. That's something that's coming out there. The Five of Cups, it can be just as you decide to walk away or let them down on something that I actually feel like you would never let them down on something, but I feel there could be something big on and you're like, you know what, well, I've got another opportunity that I'm contemplating right now. So some of you may give in your notice and they may try to offer you something to stay, but you know, the Three of Wands, it's always feeling like it's like out of reach or it's always to come, and you may decide that actually you can't do this anymore because the protagonist energy is the Fool card, okay? But I feel like you get an opportunity before you leave a position. So if you're contemplating leaving somewhere that you feel is extra pressure with little reward right now, I feel there is a communication coming on in here that will offer you an opportunity, but all of your cards are highlighting that there is a pause or a wait. So this could be that, you know, you have a breakthrough, you get offered something. I feel it's actually, you know, a higher level commitment role with a lot of responsibility. Could be managerial for some of you, but it's definitely like a high status or high ranking position. It has a title. That's what I'm seeing there. And it can be that, you know, you have to wait until you start it. Okay, that's coming through there very strongly. So you may not start this straight away. And yeah, that's what I'm being given. Now, for some of you, if you've just come to this reading and you're currently out of work and you're searching for a role, I mean, for some of you, you may be a little bit nervous or worried that the job market is oversaturated. You've waited a long time. Five of Swords, you know, you have a lot on your mind. You're trying to put yourself out there. You're thinking about, you know, the future, of course, and what if you don't get a role. But I do see that there is one coming on in for you. You've waited a long time, as I mentioned there. And the Fool card can indicate that rather than see yourself as like searching for a job, I feel this is about turning it around, like you're footloose and fancy free, and anyone who's about to hire you is lucky indeed. Okay, so if you're looking for, you know, a partnership at a company, I would say, you know, there is this energy of you getting an interview with a company, and when you go there, the vibe feels a bit off. Okay, look at the workers' morale or how you're greeted, because I feel for some of you, you're going to say no to a position, or there could be an interview that doesn't go your way and actually you had a lucky escape, because I feel there's just a vibe with that Devil card and the Moon. It feels very much like a very uncertain environment or very high pressured environment that is not going to foster a good working relationship. So just be mindful, use your intuition. The Moon is there, intuitive energy, but I feel there is this alternative opportunity coming on in. It's a surprise. It's almost like off the back of you going for the other job, right? That's the one for you. I mean, you'll know. Okay, so I feel there's two roles coming up. One feels a little bit iffy or off, or it just doesn't feel like you want to be there or you belong there. You'll know it yourself, okay? Just look around and how you're greeted. And, you know, of course, in the interview process, everyone's going to be nice. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're a wonderful firm. We're this, that, and the other. And your intuition is going, not feeling that or not seeing that. But Trust your intuition on this because, you know, for some of you, I mean, I got to be honest with you. Some of you may kind of like trial something, but then realize quite quickly, actually, it's not for you. So I feel some of you, if you feel, okay, I need the money though, I need to just take something right now. And if you feel it's not the right fit, you may take it temporarily. Got to be honest with what's coming out here, but you'll leave shortly after for something new that actually is completely in alignment with you, okay? But some of you may actually, in the interview process, be like, this is not a right fit for me. So you may turn them down if they offer, or if it doesn't go your way, I feel you definitely had a lucky escape there, okay? But you'll feel it. So with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to move away from that energy. There is a role coming on in, though, that is suited for you. It is high ranking. You're going to learn more when you actually take that role. So don't be afraid to put your resume out there for something that perhaps you don't have all the skill set for, because you actually will learn as you earn. They will train you on something, and you know, they'll give you a time period for this. And I just feel it's the right time, right job, opportunity, and right money. Okay, so if you're searching for something, definitely something coming on in there for you. But it may come after a disappointment, or you recognizing that actually this isn't for me. Okay, so with a lot of love and respect, I'm going to disconnect from the energy. Now, for the rest of you, I feel like you're raring to go on something. You know, it could be an independent project for some of you. The Fool card is you being on the path. So, you know, this card indicates a lot of optimism, even though, you know, you're exhausted. You know, you have the Hangman here, you need a rest, and the Emperor energy, you have a lot of responsibility and duty there. I feel like you're trying to find the fun in what you do, or try and enjoy what you do as much as possible. And some of you, you know, you have so much knowledge in your industry. You're actually very talented and very gifted. These two cards used to be as one at some point in the history of tarot. There always used to be like a Fool in the back of the Emperor energy card, and basically it was a little reminder that although you are reaching for the top of your industry or being the best at what you do, and that comes with a lot of responsibility and sacrifice, because you definitely have the Hangman there for sacrifice, you know, it can be that you need to remember to have fun with it, or ask yourself, are you enjoying what you are doing? You know, sometimes we have this sense of purpose and we're called to do something, but we must find a way to change perspective or enjoy what we do, because we spend so much time doing our careers or our work that, you know, you should be the soul of that place when you're there. So some of you with this Fool card, you may be imagining new pathways towards working or approaching your work, or, you know, enjoying yourself. Also, the Fool card is a very new energy, so a lot of you are cultivating new skills to help you on your path with whatever it is that you're doing, and also cultivating a positive habit or mindset in the working environment, to be structured, because you have the Emperor there, to be owning your time, to be disciplined. Of course, you're making a lot of effort in whatever it is that you're doing. And of course, you could be planning something for your future. Some of you are thinking about starting your own business if you're not independent already. You have so much knowledge here. You're very established at what you do already, but some of you may be taking that knowledge and migrating it elsewhere into a different sector, or bringing your skill set to like a different project than you're used to. But also it can be that for some of you, you are starting something new. It can be that you've got a long-term serious role that you do day to day, and, you know, an idea, a project, something that's bubbling up there, something that you are either launching, because the Fool card could be a launch card. It can also be that, you know, if you're an independent worker already, can be that you're trialing something new, or breathing a fresh new life into your business through like new website, business cards, perhaps marketing, promoting yourself in some way. And with that Ace of Swords, it's all about communication. So getting your word out there. But also this is a card of responsibility and taking accountability for your actions, having the courage of your conviction to be disciplined, step into your power, and move forward. And I feel this is going to be a period where you see a lot of breakthroughs, okay? A very transformative experience is around you at this moment in time. Things are going to be happening for your highest good is what I'm being given by my guides. And, I feel there is some sort of quick result here. So you could try a new approach or a new tool or technology or a new pathway or even launch something new, and you're going to see results really quickly. Okay. Now, a lot of these results will feel more than anything, that you're content with them. So that can be related to money as well. You don't have any pentacles here. Doesn't mean you're not focused on your finances, of course. A lot of you are trying to transform your finances, so you may be trialing second streams of income or starting something up. I mean, some of you may even be curious about the internet or the ether or some sort of technology that can help you automate something, because of course the Fool card is a card of curiosity, and the Ace of Swords, aces are air, they're connected to the internet, the ether. So it could be that you have an idea, a breakthrough idea that's really original, and you're deciding to put it out there on the internet, or even, create a partnership with a social media platform to either promote your work or basically, whatever you are doing, get it out there to the masses so that it can be seen, for example. And I feel you're going to get a lot of communication coming through, that people love what you're about. And I feel there's going to be a lot of business kind of drummed up from there. Now, also, the Ace of Swords is an energy of time management, blocking out distractions, keeping focused, owning your truth and being accountable for that time, limiting distractions and delivering on time, as it were, paying your bills, for example, staying on top of projects. And also, it is a very powerful card of clarity. So if you are brainstorming or trying to work something out, the answers will be delivered to you over the next coming weeks, and you feel very clear about your direction, okay? Now, we also have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is tension, especially when you're brainstorming. It can be that you're prone to tension headaches or a little bit of stress in and around the shoulders. Watch out for that, okay? This can indicate that your body is crying out for a little bit of a rest, especially since you have the Hangman, hang back, relax. Everything will be going in your direction. Things will be headed your way. So there is a time for action and there is a time for pause. A lot of the collective, including you, may be looking at health and safety in the working environment at this moment in time. From your perspective, it's more about healthy cutoff points so you can have some free time to go out there and have fun or go on adventures, whether they are vacations, traveling, or staycations. I feel a lot of you are maybe trying to get ahead of yourself, because this is a card, I mean, if you see this person, they are chilling right there and it is nighttime and they're still on their cell phone. So it can be that you are working well into the night, especially if you are someone who works for yourself. Independent workers, they don't work 9 to 5, they tend to work 24/7. So it can be that you need to have a healthy cutoff point and quieten the mind, okay? Also, manifestation helps really well. Just before bed, think about the sort of pathway and success that you want to achieve, because you will connect to vibrations as you enter into the sleeping process and attach to a vibration of you in your future, having accomplished all those things that you desire to accomplish. But the Ace of Swords is an accomplishment. So I would say that a lot of you are completing your tasks to a high degree, getting everything done so you can have some time for yourself, or you're trying to get ahead of your schedule so you can have more time for you or for fun. But the Five of Swords can indicate tension or conflict, and this can indicate that you are, for some of you, not all of you, with the Devil card, you just may be feeling a little bit stuck in a rut and trying to have a breakthrough on something. And this can be like tension is a shaper of worlds, okay? Five of Swords energy can be not just that you're brainstorming, but if you felt comfortable where you're at and you've got into a cycle of repeat, and now you're just maintaining a habit or a routine, it can be that you feel the need to challenge yourself in a different way, learn new knowledge, or, open yourself up. But also, this is a card of worry and stress. Basically, I mean, these two cards are saying if there's something on your mind that you're worried about in your industry, or that you feel challenged on, sleep on it, okay? Just take a step back. Often, and I know this personally from firsthand, when I was dealing with a conundrum, I kid you not, I was studying for a test in order to work in a certain sector, in a certain industry. And I was trying to memorize all this stuff and it just wouldn't go in. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's never going to go in. It's never going to go in. And then I got so unexplainably tired and I thought, you know what, I'm just gonna sleep. I'm just gonna take a rest. And when I woke up, all the information was there. Sometimes your brain is just tired. So if you're having brain fog or a blockage or you haven't been inspired, it can be that you're just burnt out, exhausted, and easier said than done to take a rest because we don't always have that luxury. I know I certainly don't have the luxury to have a rest, but sometimes we need to acknowledge when enough is enough. So a lot of you could be looking at that over the next coming weeks and months there, because I feel a lot of you could be close to burnout, especially, mental fatigue. Okay. Now, also, for some of you, the Five of Swords can be a little bit of drama in the working environment, especially if you work in a company or for a company. I would say with that Ace of Swords there, you could be hearing drama about someone or something, but I feel like you're not engaging in it. Always best not to. Walls have ears, and this communication could go back to someone that it was about. And this person may be someone who has a lot of clout, has connections, and you don't want to step on the wrong toes. Okay, so just watch out for that. That's just something that's coming through there as well. Now, the cosmos indicates that there is, a time-sensitive opportunity coming on in here for you. The Emperor energy can indicate that either it is a role that is a promotion, and as I said, it's in the works for you. Okay, but when it materializes, you may be given a certain amount of time to decide whether you want that role, especially if you work in a company. For some of you, this could also be that you're trying to structure your own business, a legal entity, or be your own boss, and you feel it's time, but it can be that trying to structure this is a bit of a headache. Maybe there's lots of paperwork, rules, regulations, and things that you need to understand first, because this is a card to understand. Now, it doesn't have to be a legal structure or entity. It can be that you're dealing with legal documents that you're trying to understand, contracts, or it could be that you're trying to get your head around something that you're going to be tested on. If you're going for a qualification or certification, and you're trying to gain new knowledge in order to improve your finances or skill development, to open yourself up to new opportunities, I feel like you are going to pass. It feels like there's more than one test by the looks of things. So it could come in two parts. For some of you, I'm not really understanding that, but for some of you, it could be two parts. Maybe you do like a certain level, and then you pass that, and then you're on to the next level, but you're going to pass in general. Okay, I want you to be aware of that. You've got the knowledge, you've got the smarts, you've got the talent, it's there. Don't stress, okay? I feel the stress is when we panic, and I feel, especially when you're thinking about your future, because there is a crystal ball right there, I feel there's nothing to worry about here. There's actually a surprise opportunity making its way to you, and this could be a door opening up, a portal opening up there that is divinely guided. Now, of course, the Emperor tells me that you are kind of like actively pursuing promotions or advancement opportunities, whether you are an independent worker already, you work for your own business. It can be you're contemplating a path or feeling it's time to launch something new or challenge yourself or diversify. And this could be that you're branching out, maybe overseas for some of you, or you feel it's time to, with the Hangman, I just feel it feels more like new knowledge. I'm just getting this energy of, you've put your whole heart and soul into something, and you just know that in order to stay abreast of competition or an ever-changing environment, you feel it's time to upgrade your knowledge or your skill set. You actually have a lot of knowledge and skill set, but any extra can only help, okay? And I feel you're already really established at what you do. Now, the Emperor, of course, indicates a lot of responsibility and duty, and structure is going to work really well for you. This is a card of success. So no matter what you're doing, what industry you're in, I feel like you are serious about your position right now and where you're going, where you're headed. You're locked on to a goal, and you're going to make it happen. The Emperor is a card of action and success, but also protecting a position. Okay, so if you're worried about the industry that you're working in, or if you've witnessed people being made redundant or let go, or closures going on in your industry, the Emperor energy is a protector card. So it can indicate that, you are protecting your position because you have extra knowledge that other people don't have, or you tend to do a lot of things, okay? Now, there's something coming through that is a little bit random. And thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. There is an energy, some of you, not all of you, but whether you work for a company or for yourself, there is an energy of you may deal with someone who is challenging, but they may try to turn it on you like you're the challenging person. But actually, I feel, if anyone acts like you are hard to deal with, it's because you're nobody's fool. Okay, you've got the Fool card there. It's like you're nobody's fool. No way. You see through this person or their motivations or their actions. So this could be someone who's micromanaging you or trying to blame a mistake on you. If that's something you're dealing with, I feel document all the evidence, get all the data on it. You can prove your case and highlight that actually this person was at fault. Okay, that's something that's coming through very, very strongly. You'll sacrifice a relationship with this person, that's for sure. Being called out, they'll never speak to you again or they'll distance themselves from you. But you know what? It's probably better off for you that way anyway. So that's something that's coming out there too. Now, of course, in terms of finances, if you're just like, Baba, tell me about my money, it can be that, you're being stricter with your finances. You may be calculating your finances, maybe even downloading an app that helps you collate all your finances together to see what you've got across the board. Or it could be, some newfangled gadget that perhaps helps you calculate and stay on top of your finances there. The Emperor energy indicates that you're keeping a tight rein on your finances. And of course, the Three of Wands, some of you may be saving extra money, putting away a fund that is untouchable or is hidden for some of you, so that you can either purchase something way off in your future. Some of you, it could be, a large vacation, for example. Three of Wands can be to go traveling. So it can be like a great escape or a great adventure there that's coming through. But also, I'm being given an energy that... let me just pull a quick card on that. I hate this message, so I have to just clarify it before I give it to you, because I'm being given an energy with the Moon and the Devil, the Three of Wands, and the Five of Cups. It can indicate that there is a bill that comes in, and it's something I feel like you were not expecting, and it's something that perhaps you do have to pay. Looking at this, Five of Cups. You will replenish your pot, but it could be like you're bound to pay this. So, for example, if you have a car, just be a little mindful of like a parking ticket. I'm not seeing speeding here. I'm seeing more parking tickets, so just watch out for that. It could be a very unclear, because we've got the Moon here, very unclear signage. Take a photograph of any signage that's unclear, because you will be able to contest the case. But if you don't, then it's nullified. You're just going to have to pay. Okay, that's something that's coming through there as well. Fool card and the Queen of Wands. I actually, what I'm seeing here is it's connected to like a purchase, like a gift to yourself. Because we have the Queen of Wands, so it can be something like an item that you wanted for a while. It can be that you purchase it. Either it comes in, okay, I'm going to have to give it to you straight, like damaged, or you have to send it back. This person could try and contest it, or you have to pay money to send it back, and they do not take account for that. I just feel like there's some unexpected money that you're going to have to give out that you're going to be a little bit frustrated or angry at, because we have that Devil card energy. Three of Wands, you put it past you. You move past this, whatever this is. And the Five of Cups, you replenish. It's almost like, and I'm just going to give you a scenario, okay? Because this is what my guides are giving me. So I have to give you what my guides are giving me. So for example, if you purchase something and, you send it back, or it doesn't arrive in the mail for some of you, I feel you contest it and you get some of your money back, or you get your money back, but you have to pay for postage to send it back, and you're really frustrated about that. It's almost like the very next day or a couple of days later, you're going to find like double, maybe even triple of that money, for example, like on the floor. So you could find like a $20 bill, or whatever currency you do business in or you have in your country. It can be that suddenly you discover like a $20 bill on the pavement as you're walking on the sidewalk there. And you're like, what? And you've just like been really cross about this issue that you had. The universe is saying, I got your back, don't worry. So random, I know, but I have to give it to you. My guides just gave that to me, so I'm just going to move on from that energy. What I see a lot of you doing, no matter what you do as your career, I feel there's this energy of feeling a little bit stuck, but having a new approach that then shows you having a glow up. The Queen of Wands is you leading with passion. The Devil card, I think I mentioned that earlier. This can be that you are passionate, which removes obstacles from your path. For some of you, if you're giving in your notice, you may be bound to a certain notice period, for example, but you're on to something more exciting. For some of you, it can also be that, a new client or a new customer comes in and they're really exciting to work with. Also, that Fool card, it's an energy of like no attachments, and the Devil card is an attachment card. So you could be breaking free from something or breaking through a glass ceiling on something. It could be a financial glass ceiling. But also for some of you, it could be like a creative collaboration, or you're just out there being creative and suddenly you're brainstorming. And after a long period of having like a mental blockage or brain fog on something, you are suddenly, full of ideas and passionate, and, you've broken through it. It just feels like a breakthrough moment for you, whatever it is that you're going through. That Fool card is showing up twice. So I would say this next couple of weeks has a lot of potential. There's a lot of adventure there. Maybe you're launching something or having a startup, but that Queen of Wands, you're having a glow up. This means you're magnetic. This card literally means you're getting attention in your field or your industry. Your reputation starts to rise. You have more influence, and you're creative, outgoing, intelligent, and you're working tirelessly, but also you must have fun with it. Okay? So that's coming out there strongly. The only sort of purchases I see are purchases really that you're passionate about, and there's just this discrepancy. So, it could be that you get charged twice for the item that you purchased, and you have to, chase a repayment, for example. Frustrating, I know, but it can be that you get your money back on that, but it wastes your time, and you don't get the item, or something happens to the item. It just feels like there's a little bit of a unclear thing about deliveries or something you purchase. Okay, so just watch out for that. Check your card, your statement after purchasing, especially large purchases, because there may be an error. It could be like you're charged twice or charged for the wrong price or the wrong item. And you have to go, hey, the item I bought was at discount of like 50%. And then you're like, I want that 50% off. And they're like, no, that was an error on the website. And you're like, no, consumer rights took a photograph of it, it was at 50%. And so, yeah, it can be something like that. So let's move on from that. We've got the Moon energy as an outcome. Now, the Moon is an interesting card because it means you're reflecting on your progress, but also it can be that you're looking at your worries in your industry. And if your industry, whatever it is you're going through right now, it may have been a very challenging time. But the Devil card can indicate that, this is as bad as it's going to get, and it's going to get better. Okay, so I want you to be aware of that if you're someone who is going through a tough time. There's a lot of people out there right now going through some tough stuff. We're all feeling it. So this can be something in your career or your industry or something personal. This is a lot of pressure. And some of you, it can be that you're putting extra pressure on yourself because you care so much about what you do, and you care about finding stability in your life as well. So it can be there's a lot of pressure on you right now, but I feel like you're going to come out the other side on top, okay? Because you're aligned with your heart's desire. I feel opportunities are going to come on in for you. And that Three of Wands energy, after a period of waiting, because the Hangman, of course, is new knowledge, but it can indicate that, and I did mention it earlier, something feels like it disrupts the natural order of things in your working environment, and you'll have to deal with that first, and that can be frustrating. It can be someone's error, okay? And you save the day on it, but at the same time, it's frustrating that it actually happened. So it could highlight someone's not pulling their weight, or perhaps, if you run your own business, It can be that someone is incompetent and has not followed through on something, and you have to go and correct it, or you have to call them out on it, and maybe even sever ties from their company or their services if you feel like it's consistently, incompetent, for example. I mean, the Moon card, also, when it comes to anything legal or structured there with that Emperor energy, and the Devil card, it can indicate that some of you are bound to a contract that perhaps you utilize for a service or goods that help you run your business. And it could be that you want to break free from it, but you're bound by a contract or, an agreement there that you may have to wait it out. I see it, you have to wait it out, but when you wait it out and the right moment appears, you can let go of it for good and either save more money on it. This can be something that you utilize as a tool or service, like a software program that perhaps you purchased and thought, oh, it's going to really help, but actually it's not helping at all. And you're like, oh, I need to cancel that. Also, if you've taken anything as a trial or a freebie, when it comes to I don't know, like an editing suite or anything, because I'm saying editing because you've got an Ace of Swords there, which is to cut things. I would say that if it's a free trial, make sure that you cut it off now. This is your friendly reminder to end that, because you will be bound for a certain period. You'll have to contest it, but it'll be very frustrating, and they won't allow you to get rid of it first off. They can be like, okay, yes, you took it for the trial period. It spilled over into the period where you now have to pay. And we've taken a payment. And now that you're canceling it, of course, we're going to take one more payment because it's a rolling month payment. So they may actually take 2 payments. Okay. And you're like, oh, this money I'm not going to get back. So I just want you to be aware of that. Okay. Now let me pull a card on this Devil card and the Moon. I mean, the Moon is a hidden opportunity winging its way for you, being orchestrated behind the scenes. So I would say a lot of you are in the planning stages of something and you are unsure as to how things are going. And the Devil card can be that you're anxious and worried, but the Three of Wands tells me, wait and see, things are going to be turning out better than you expected. That's literally what the Three of Wands means when it comes to a career opportunity. It can also mean that you're waiting for results on something, and then when those results come on in, you'll see that, there was nothing to worry about there. We have the Knight of Wands. This is you being passionate. This is about you seeking, new pathways. It co-aligns with your protagonist energy. So what you're pursuing at this moment in time, you shall accomplish. Knight of Wands is an energy of being passionate, being driven, unstoppable. No matter the obstacle, you're moving through. And I feel also, it's like if you feel you have a mountain to climb in your industry, I feel like you're motivated and you're not climbing that mountain just to be seen in all your glory or get a better view. You're climbing that mountain to remind you what you're capable of, that you are capable of greatness in your industry. And this is a card that indicates you will be successful. Trust your vision. To have these 2 cards is like you've got the vision, you've had the idea, run with it. It's going to be very successful. Knight of Wands can also be an entrepreneurial card. So if you're starting up a business or you're being your own boss or you've got an idea, I feel it's going to be very exciting and it will take you to the top. It will give you more independence. It will help you break free from a system that perhaps you feel bound to right now. Also, I would say this Knight of Wands is an energy of, motivation and pushing on through, overcoming any delays there as well, being actively pursuing opportunities and, getting the job done. I feel like you're in a flurry of activity. For some of you, this could also be that you're getting everything done before you take a vacation, but I've mentioned that. I feel like you're leading with passion. All of the cards clarifying this position here with that Moon and that Devil, they're coming out wands, which is like you may be looking at things that are draining your energy or even a financial drain on your purse, for example. It can be that you are, cutting out anything that you don't need at this time. And it can be that for some of you, not all of you, but it can be that you forget to cancel something and frustratingly, then a payment comes out and you're like, oh, I was meaning to do that. But you're not going to forget for the next time is what I see there. Now, we have that Five of Cups and the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is an energy of planning something carefully, or, engaging in a plan that is going to start making progress there. This is a very enterprising card. It's an energy of paying attention, maybe even to see if there's a niche in the market, or a gap there that needs to be filled, or something that needs to be doing in your working environment where it sets you apart as someone who goes above and beyond. And I feel like you take the initiative and run with it. And also, for some of you, because that Knight of Wands came out there, this could also be, if you're a freelancer, it could be that there are some alternative opportunities coming on in for you, but you've had to wait and you're feeling a bit anxious because perhaps the wait in between contracts has been a little bit longer than you anticipated. But there is something coming on in. Don't worry about it. I feel it comes in last minute, and you'll have to make some adjustments and think quick, because it feels like it's going to happen quite quickly as soon as you get word, if that makes sense. So you get the email. It's like, you start tomorrow, or can you start today? It's going to be one of those, okay? And you're going to love it. You're going to be very passionate about this. And it will actually open up alternative moments to work sporadically with the same company or the same people. That's coming out there as well. Three of Wands energy is quite exciting, because it means you being confident, and what you have done so far is actually going to deliver greater financial returns in your future. It's like your future self is thanking you, and things are going to work out better than you expected. And we have that Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups is an interesting energy, especially with the moon. It can indicate you're looking at what drains your time, your energy, your focus, and you're limiting that at this time, cutting out distractions. But also, the Five of Cups can indicate there is an aspect of what you do already that you kind of have lost that loving feeling for, and you're trying to reignite that spark for it, or you're trying to approach it in a brand new fashion in order to not lose sight of why you're doing it in the first place, if that makes sense. I mean, we all have tasks and responsibilities that we do day to day. This is not the only thing that I do. I do other things as well. And of those tasks and responsibilities, I would say about 80% of those things I absolutely love doing. And then there's going to be about 20% where I'm like, oh gosh, got to do that again. Okay, here we go. Let's do it. And I try and find a way of making it exciting, or if depends on the task really, play music if I can actually do that task with a bit of music, headphones on, canceling out any sort of distractions there. But if I can't, then of course I try and engage in it and see how I can do it in a very interesting way, or even like research more interesting ways to do something. So some of you could be looking at that right now, especially with that Fool card energy. It's like, okay, there's something you don't like doing. Can you delegate it? Can you outsource it? Perhaps it's your accounts, because you have the Ace of Swords there. Can be if you're a business owner, it's like, oh gosh, you want to be creative. You want to be hands-on with whatever it is you do. But of course, this could be an accounting period for you. So you could be like outsourcing the accounts in order to be freer with that Fool card energy, and free to kind of like get everything done in your business or have fun yourself. I feel like if you are putting your accounts out there, there may be something that has gone amiss, or you have to correct or tell them about, because I feel like they misunderstand something. So just watch out for that. That could be a little bit of frustration, because the Devil card can be a frustrating card. But also, if you're working in a team for a company and you are delegating or training someone to do something that you're doing whilst you go on a vacation, you're going to return, and that person has not done it the way you hope for, maybe even was very clumsy, made a mistake, and you're going to have to correct it, and you're going to be frustrated. But at the same time, remember the positive. That's the negative part. Remember the positive. It means you are an asset to any team. It means you can do what other people cannot do. You go that extra mile. So I feel that's important to recognize. Now, this Five of Cups is very interesting, because there's two beautiful hands there connecting. So this could be a card of connection. I'm just seeing it like that now. It's not the meaning of this card. The Five of Cups indicates, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. And right now, if you're going through a struggle in your industry, you have no clue that there is something wonderful coming on in here for you, because the Five of Cups normally has a figure lamenting 3 cups that have spilt, You know, they've lost the taste for that wine that's now spilt, or, you know, things have not been going right, or life has been throwing a curveball and it just feels like it's very clunky right now. And the figure cannot see that there are two cups behind, two opportunities, a moment where fulfillment is going to be delivered. Now, Two of Cups in a career reading normally means a deal, or some sort of commitment, contract, or some sort of alliance there. And I feel like you could actually create a very deep alliance or get a deal that comes on in that suits you perfectly. I mean, the only thing that's really missing from these two beautiful hands there is electricity. That's what I feel. I feel there could be an exciting connection here. I mean, this is literally a block of gold, okay? And it could mean that there is a strong alliance here, a new money-making idea. I mean, this could be that you also kind of let go of a service provider, or, you know, a contract or some sort of sector in order to focus on something new at this time. Or if you feel like, I mean, I'm just giving you an example right now, if you feel a tool or a social media platform or an avenue of inquiry that you're working on right now is not working, you may abandon that in order to proceed in a different direction, or kind of like trial something else at this time. And that something else works a lot better, okay? So that's really random, but let me just pull some final cards for you. Can you show me about the Pentacles? Show me what's going on with those Pentacles. Now, there is an energy. I wish you could see what I can see. I'm seeing like a golden orb over this moon energy right now. There's two wolves on this card. My guides want me to talk about the moon. There's two wolves. Normally there's a dog and a wolf there. And there's two wolves on this particular card. So this can indicate more independence in the working environment, or trying to find your way through a very challenging project, or dealing with a very challenging person. If it's a toxic environment, you're definitely removing yourself or walking away or turning them down, is what I see there. But the wolf is a pathfinder, especially towards independence. So a lot of you could be trying to be an independent worker. Maybe you are learning new skills in order to launch something new or get something up there. We got the Lover's card, a creative alliance keeps coming up there. Some of you, business partnership. Now, this business partnership doesn't have to be with another person. It can be a brand deal, can also be, you know, a social media partnership where you get your message out there and you're fully seen. We've got the Two of Swords. There's this weight, head to head, a meeting, and we got the Ten of Wands. I mean, this could also be, you know, communicate that you're under a lot of pressure and you could be offered support. Okay, that's if you work in an office, or if you work in some sort of company where you can actually have support there. I mean, the Lover's card, I just feel right now with that Ten of Wands, you are exhausted at capacity. You have a lot going on right now, a lot on your to-do list, a lot on your plate, overwhelmed, overworked, and maybe even unappreciated. And I feel with that Two of Swords, you're giving yourself some thinking time to see if you're aligned where you're at right now, or if there are better opportunities elsewhere for some of you, because there's definitely some sort of new start here, fresh new start, or you're breathing new life into something that was once like very heavy lifting, okay? And that Two of Swords can indicate a meeting, an appraisal, you know, or head-to-head interview, for example. And it can be that you get a deal or a commitment, or, you know, you get something that your heart has been yearning for, because the Lover's card indicates you making a decision that is based in alignment with your belief system, your work ethic. And it can be like a healthy working relationship, but it can also be, you know, a contract or a deal, something that is sealed and that you're committed to. And I feel that you've worked really hard for this commitment. And it feels with that Two of Swords, it's like in the works. Two of Swords is like there's still a bit of a delay, but also it can indicate that, you know, protect your inner peace, make sure that you're not rushed into any decisions quickly or pressurized into anything, because anything that's meant for you will never pass you by. But also it can indicate that there is a bit of a wait. Okay, and we got the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. Two of Pentacles is a small increase in finances. It also means, you know, there are some inconsistent energies that you'll be navigating. Remain flexible. But this card, you know, indicates that balance between work and play, very important. But also I would say this is your commitment. maybe even to 2 streams of income for some of you, or second lines of inquiry there. But also this is like multitasking, juggling. It's going to be very busy. I would also say here with this 2 of Pentacles that this is an energy of you having things develop in really interesting ways. And I feel something unexpected is coming in towards you that will be rewarding. But one way or another, I feel like you're manifesting your dreams and things are coming into being for you. I feel like you're being aligned with what you desire and what you're working towards. And I feel, I just feel like you're fully present in what you're doing. And there may be some conditions that change, which may be frustrating at first, but I feel like you're able to adapt because this is a card of adaptation, okay? Also, as I mentioned, if you're doing accounts or anything like that, there may be an inconsistency that you have to investigate. Yeah, and you will find what that is. Also, I'm just getting, like, if you're doing your own tax return, for example, or this is end of tax year, there could be a receipt or statement or something that you cannot find, like it's lost or missing. You know, just when you're about to file or just when you've just filed, I hate to say that message, but suddenly you may find it and you're like, ugh, but you still will be able to give it in. Random, I know, but I'm just going to leave it like that. That's just what's coming out there. But ultimately, the overview, I guess, is that you're calculating the next steps on something. Sometimes your brain hurts because you got a lot going on right now, but you're compartmentalizing, prioritizing, being really structured, and a window of opportunity for either a promotion or some sort of financial incentive or increase in your finances is coming on in, and you're there for it. You're going to grab that opportunity, but in the meantime, you may say no to something or let someone down or let something down or walk away from something that you feel is tying you in a toxic way or is preventing you from moving ahead. You're just releasing it. You're having a breakthrough and you're moving on and you're aligning yourself with absolute success. Okay, so let us see what is going on here. We have perspective, different view of things. I mentioned that right at the beginning there, a new perspective or a new approach there. But it also says different view of things, being objective, long run, creative work, and shiny objects. So that all came out in your reading, right down to like a personal purchase that is something special for you. There may be just a little discrepancy with that you'll have to deal with. And also we have service. So a lot of you, it's like busy work as usual, trying to get everything done, maybe to take a vacation there because of that 3 of Wands and the Fool card. But it says thrive in community, similar goals, do your part, benefits for all, the sweet life. Whenever you get a B, there's reward. Okay, so this indicates that you are going to be rewarded for all of your hard work. I would also say there's a lot of energy here regarding networking opportunities or finding yourself in the company of like-minded individuals. Some of you may actually be invited to an event regarding a company that you work for, or, I mean, this could be a team building exercise, or it could be an invite to join a certain group of people or a team. I feel it'd be very beneficial for you. It just helps you foster, relationships within your industry. And if you work for yourself, I feel co-aligning or co-alliance kind of working environments would be really great for you, or networking opportunities for you to frequent, because I feel there's going to be someone who's very influential, who takes a shine to you and wants to open doors to you, okay? And for you, not to you, but for you, okay? And nothing weird going on there. I feel like they genuinely want to help someone up, and they see your talent and they spot you and they want to help you move up the ladder in whatever industry it is that you work in, okay, or open that door for you. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Just going to go and get a trinket for you. Okay, also, if you'd like to be with a chance to win a free personal reading from me, all you have to do is put an emoji of a candle in the comments box below. And if you don't have access to a candle emoji, then just write the word candle and my guides will draw me to 1 subscriber, and I will announce the winner's name at the end of September, okay? Now, finally, your trinkets, we have, oh my gosh, isn't this really interesting? We have a handcuff. So you feel bound to something, okay? This is all about setting yourself free, because that handcuff, you probably can't see it, but there's a little gap there. So it's kind of open. There's a key there, keyhole there as well. But also it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, they're not real diamonds, of course, but they're representative of diamonds. So it can be that for some of you, you may be working in a role that pays, decent money, but you're feeling it's a little bit soulless right now, or you feel bound to it. For some of you, you feel locked in or bound to something that perhaps was glittery at first, but all it glitters is not gold. So it can be that you're reassessing in some way. But I feel more than anything, you're breaking free from something, because there's literally one handcuff there and it's broken free from the other one. So I feel you are having a breakthrough, and that is a major kind of indication there. And also we've got the fish with a little pearl in its mouth there. Now this connects to the Page of Cups, which is often an offer to follow your heart, or an opportunity that you're absolutely going to love when it comes to your career. And of course, the pearl in the mouth is a pearl of wisdom. So new knowledge unlocks opportunities for you, and it's a surprise. Page of Cups, whenever there is a fish popping out of the cup, it's a surprise. It's not something that normally exists there, but the Page of Cups has a cup of water, and that is a scrying vessel to see a vision. Okay, and then the fish becomes tangible. It's a real, physical, tangible being that pops out of that cup. So it means your vision becomes tangible. Something you connect to as an idea becomes your reality, and it's a success, and you're going to love it, whatever it is. Okay, so I'll leave it there. There's a lot going on, may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor what I get from my guides, what the cards mean, and what I see in the water and the energy that comes out there as well. So I really do hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Pisceans, and love and light.